Hello, I just wanted to react on some of the comments I've had from our text graphic team that I posted yesterday. Not that I'm making any changes at this stage. Look, the one I might is starting Archie Snyman because it's his 50th. That's fair, I would say. And normally Rassie does do that. But whether he starts or comes off the bench or Ruan or vice versa, I don't think it makes much of a difference. I just like Archie coming on in the second half. He's so destructive then. He's brilliant with ball in hand, his size, etc., etc. You know, he's just the ultimate bomb squad player like Kwacha. Anyway, just reiterating my team, starting with Boan Venter, Malcolm Marx, who's got a nominee for World Player of the Year. Thank you very much. Of course, Ox should be playing next to him if he wasn't injured. And he's finally got his nomination. Yes, it's probably a year late, and he would have walked away with it last year, in my opinion. So, I don't know. Has he been as destructive this year as last year? Or is it just a pity selection because they didn't select him last year, nominate him last year? Anyway, to be honest, I would give it to Ox because he deserves it for 2 years of phenomenal rugby. And then Peter Steph du Toit, hello, yeah, he's there, no questions about that. And then Louis Bielbiare, he scored, 12 tries in 8 games. I mean, he is a brilliant player. He's going to, he might break a few try-scoring records by the end of his career. He's only in his early 20s. If a Frenchman gets it over 3 South Africans, I might just throw my toys out the cot, just like when they got awarded the World Cup, and we should have had it even though we had the better bid. But anyway, I should probably get over that because we won that World Cup anyway, so who cares? Thomas du Toit, at tight head, obviously Eben, and then Archie or Ruan. I mean, the loose trio, Sia, Peter, Steph, Jasper. That's an easy one. Kobus Reinach, Sasha. Now, my centres, Andre Esterhuizen and Kanan Moody. Andre just offers so much more, in my opinion, so much more than Damien Dealembi. Just look at what he's been doing coming off the bench as a flanker. Some might also say he's then the ultimate bench player, but to me he offers more than Damien in a starting role as well. So, and Kanan, in my opinion, was man of the match against Italy. He made that try for Grant Williams, tiptoed around the guy like he was nothing on the left-hand touchline. Beautiful little floated pass infield to Grant, who was running at pace. Look, he had some work to do, but it was a great pass from Kanan. Great under the high ball a few times. His defence was solid. He's really growing into his role at 13, and he's such a more well-rounded player than Jesse Creel. So I'm sorry, I'm never going to give up on this crusade of, you know, whether it's Damien Willemse or Ethan Hooker at 12 or Andre and Kanan at 13. I don't mind any of those combinations. But Jesse and Damien just are bad players. That's all I can say. Sorry. Do they stay in the squad in case we have injuries because they're a good solid option? Fine, fair enough. But I don't know. Post the next World Cup, sorry guys, we've got to move on, at least. Wingers, Orense and Colby. Some are saying maybe Hooker on the wing. I don't really have an issue with that, if that's the case. I wouldn't say Orense has been out of form. I mean, he scored 2 great tries against Japan. Nothing that I can point to that's he's done wrong. And then Damien at fullback. But obviously I'm looking forward to when Apelele Fassi or another fullback comes on the scene and can fill that role, because Damien at 12 is still my long-term option. Even if Andre does it temporarily, he's about 4 years older than Damien. So, yeah, Damien Kanan is still my centre combination until Ethan then takes over from Damien at some point. You see, we've got a succession plan. It's beautiful, beautiful. Remember in the past when we had maybe 15 good players and then no one else really? Now, take your pick. The bench. Gerard Steenekamp, Johan Grobbelaar, and of course Volku Low. And then either Archie or Ruan. I'll concede either of those. Archie does deserve to run on and start in his 50th. And then, I probably should have checked now. I don't know what the the hearing result is of Franco Mostert. I would obviously have him on the bench if he's not suspended. Let's hope he's not suspended, because, I mean, has there been a single person in the entire rugby world, other than maybe James Dolman, who agreed with that decision? I mean, did you watch the breakdown? The New Zealanders were beside themselves thinking it's a ridiculous decision. Because, and then have you seen all those other incidents that people are taking screenshots of that look way, way worse than his red card, than his supposed high tackle, which actually hits on the chest and moved up? Give me a freaking break, man. It's a total joke. I mean, we might as well just play stuff in tiddlywinks or bloody soccer, or, I mean, what's the softest bloody sport in the world? I don't know, pillow fighting. I mean, rugby is, I don't want to say dangerous, but it is to a certain degree. You know what? Malicious foul play. I keep saying it. How can you compare what Franco did? He was standing passively. Ethan tackled the guy basically into him. He went as low as he could. I don't know what other mitigation you need. How is it always illegal? Suddenly that's like a term that they keep spouting. It's suddenly this new thing that they've come up with. It's always illegal. I mean, that's a great freaking bloody strategy. The defense strategy, it's always illegal. Like, what a joke. Anyway. Yeah, I haven't been able to say much about this week because it's just been irritating the absolute hell out of me. And I've got to say, all the memes and things that I have posted, people are very creative, because it is a proper joke and people are making an actual joke out of it, because that's what it is. Yeah, so obviously if Franco gets a suspension, which I would be shocked if World Rugby give him a suspension, because it'll just make it way worse. Anyway, if he does, then Jean Klein, because I want those two locks on the bench. Then, of course, Kwacha. And then I've got Ethan and Grant Williams. I know some people have said Marnie or Pollard on the bench. We need that other option. But honestly, Willemse can play 10. So why do we need another 10 on the bench? Boks still just does not do it for me. I'm sorry. He's too inconsistent. He does flashes of brilliance. I agree. He has the ability to do that and break open a game if needed. But so does Willemse. So does Sasha. So how many of those players do you need on the field? So does Orense. So does Colby. I mean, for goodness sake, we've got like a litany of these guys. And why didn't he take that kick at the end there? Like, what was he doing? That to me, like, sums the O-Cup. Anyway. Yeah, so the red card was a joke. I mean, did you see that one from Josh Adams? Okay. He dived on a player in the Wales game that was lying defenseless on the ground. Now, that to me could possibly reach permanent red card status. But they gave him a yellow. The referee thought, let the guy in the bunker have a few looks at it, and let's not waste time on the field. And he still only then gave it a 20-minute red. How was that not 10 times worse than what Franco did? I hate it when players do that, diving straight off their feet onto someone lying defenseless on the ground. That's like just under an eye gouge, a ball kicking, a knee in the face, a punch, maliciously deciding to hurt someone. Now, I'm not saying Josh Adams wanted to hurt someone, but he was reckless, properly reckless. You cannot say that Franco was reckless. He stood back, he went down, and it looked bad because his head flung back. You know what? You can't look at the result of it. You've got to look at the initial action. Anyway, that's my team. I know Russie's got his own plans, and that's fine. But I do like having my say. And, oh, by the way, and Ethan Hooker, World Breakthrough Player of the Year. Hope he gets that as well. Cheers.